Closing the gap. As long as we moving together, then nothing is holding us back. I cannot factor in none of your feelings. We dealing in actual facts. Just know our numbers exact. Keep it 1,000. If you see the universe dishing his crown, you won't see a cap. Told you we closing the gap. They covered the truth, he opened the lid. I'm going over, they flow like a bridge. You tell a tree by its fruit like a fig. Went from auction blocks to doing the bid. We were chosen so that I get it big. The well is the darkest, as cold as it gets. Truth is the light, and our path will be lit by the love of the leader. No doubts in this wig. Cured our illness, I know that they sick. Ooh.
Closing the Gap Broadcast Network, the Farrakhan generation.
Greetings in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the all-wise, true and living God who came to us in the person of Master Wallace Fard Muhammad. We thank him for coming out of the east unto the west and raising one from amongst the family, the one whom we know is indeed the exalted living Christ. That man that I am speaking of is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank both the Mahdi, the self-guided one, the Christ, crusher of the wicked, for extending themselves, their mind, mission, will, love, and favor into that third beautiful black man. That man that I am speaking of is the most honorable Minister Louis Eugene Farrakhan, the Messiah in our midst. In their holy and righteous names, we greet you from around the country and from even around the world with the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum. I am your brother and forever servant, Brother Michael Jamal Hassan Muhammad. And thank you for tuning in to this week's exclusive interview with our dear brother Bilal, all the way out of the other side of the pond in Manchester, right? Manchester?
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. And we thank you again for tuning in to this week, Closing the Gap Broadcast Network, the Farrakhan generation. And at this beautiful time of introduction, I missed her. It's been like a month and a half, and I know last week I said it, but I really did miss you, Sister Mariam. And I thank you for coming back and being back with us. We love you. Our dear sister, Sister Mariam Alima Warith Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I made a faux pas last week. I said London. Our brother is from Manchester. Manchester, England, United Kingdom, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and before we get into that, before we go into your bio to introduce you properly, you know, we have 196,940,000 square miles of this planet Earth that we call our home, and we should probably know. Yeah, we should probably know the difference between the United Kingdom, Great Britain, England, London, yeah, you know, and so forth. So correct me when I start to fumble.
Yes.
The United Kingdom, the United Kingdom consists of North Ireland, Wales, England, and Scotland.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the United Kingdom. Great Britain is Wales, England, and Scotland.
Yes, ma'am.
Do not get them confused. It does not consist of Northern Ireland because it's not in that big landmass. Kind of like Hawaii and whatnot compared to the United States.
Yes, ma'am. Although personally, it's not the biggest deal in the world to me. Okay. Because it's all ours.
It's right.
Well, indeed, it is all ours. Well, if someone was like, "Oh, Sister Mariam, are you from West Virginia?" I'd be like, Virginia and West Virginia are very, very different. So to that being said, our beautiful brother Bilal, and if I we,
You said it
we
right.
okay, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Brother Bilal is an 80s baby born in Manchester, England, United Kingdom, and is known as artist MNIB, which is an acronym for My Name is Bilal. Before his pursuit to tell his life story through music, he found an outlet to express himself through poetry and has even been published numerous times in the UK as a regional winner for his city through poetry competitions held from his local library. It was from the passing of his auntie Anne, may Allah be pleased with her, back in the mid to late 90s that made him turn to poetry as a way to cope with her loss, and ultimately this medium of expression would grow from poetry spoken word to song lyrics recorded with backing of music. Brother Bilal began his recording career in 2007 as part of a group, and although they disbanded in 2011, he has continued the journey alone in an adventure to tell the world that he exists. And with the help of Allah, he will be able to help others to help themselves by simply telling his story through the lyrics in his songs. Highlights to note so far that Brother Bilal has performed at the London 2012 Olympic Games as an ambassador for his city. He won a song placement on the popular Coast to Coast mixtape series, in particular, Volume 198, which was hosted by the UK artist Tiny Tempa.
Yes, ma'am.
Alhamdulillah. When Brother Bilal was in a group, he and his group enjoyed sharing the stage as a support act for the Sugar Hill Gang. And
Legend.
Yes, legends indeed. And if we were to fast forward to today, he is in the process of releasing a backlog of recorded music that was made in the last decade so that he can stick with his ambition of never forgetting to tell the world that he exists, as well as leaving a legacy behind to be remembered by when he is no longer here to smell the flowers. Outside of music, Brother Bilal lives with his dearly beloved wife, Sister Erica, and their two cats, Leo and Loki. Now, Brother Bilal may be 36 years young at the time of this broadcast, but praise be to Allah. Every time when people react in amazement to finding out that he and Sister Erica have been together for 19 years, alhamdulillah, 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 with their courtship beginning in the last year of high school back in 2003. So shout out to Sister Erica and our beloved Brother Bilal. To the people.
Praise be to Allah.
Wow. 19, what a number.
Indeed.
Yes.
Any opening remarks that you would like to make before we begin?
Well, if I may, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. I am grateful for being invited onto this platform. I'm in a very celebratory mood tonight because we're still on the charts on both sides of the Atlantic.
Little shimmy shake.
You know, you go ahead. What happened, Sister Marianne? Why are we in?
Okay, yeah, I guess we should probably give backstory. Well, one, I want to say that before you contacted me for this song, I already spoke to Brother Michael last year. Either it was the beginning, either it was last year, 2021, or it was way in the beginning of 2022. That I was like, hey, do you see this brother? He's always in the comments and whatnot, and he seems super supportive. We should totally get him on the show.
Yes.
And by Allah's grace, we have you on now because of a collaboration between you and I. So with me posting some original music that I was writing to, just jamming, Allah put the spirit on you to reach out to me and send me your track titled Uncle Bobby. And I sat down on my couch over there, and Allah is my witness. I heard it. I said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And it's not many lyrics, but he gave me the words right then and there. And within the hour, I sent you like a rough copy. You were like, really? That's what we do? Praise to Allah. I'll let you take it from there.
No, I mean, your sister described it beautifully because I've had that song for a while. And, you know, I reached out to over 10 people and asked them, would you love to collaborate? Some people said yes, they would. Some people never followed through. Personal circumstances in their life just stopped them, prevented them from, you know, collaborating on this song. As a side note, for me, there's a lesson in that, because when it comes to me, when I want to do something, I strive my best to make sure I get it done, regardless of the circumstances. So when it got to that time that this song is not being completed and I must put this EP out. And Sister Mariam, have you got the clip of that I reacted to of you singing?
No.
Can we play that here?
Oh, you mean like the recording?
You on your IG, the one that I saw you singing on, that started all of this. Can we do that?
Oh, I don't have it pulled up.
That's fine. They can go on her profile.
Okay.
They can go on her profile and they can see her wearing her big glasses and just singing, you know. And I thought, I wonder if she could do something with this song, because when I approach collaborations, if I want to do something, I'm going to try my best to do it. And if I feel it, if I can contribute something to it, I'm going to do my best with, you know, pray to Allah and let the hand do the rest and just start writing away. You know what I mean? So when you had reacted the way you had reacted, I'm like, yeah, she felt that. She meant what she said. And I think this is going to work. And praise be to Allah, you made it work.
You made it work, praise to Allah.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so Avi, we're gonna end up having to play the song then. Like they're like, what song are they talking about? So inshallah, we'll play that towards the end of the program tonight. Brother Romel. So I want to open up with Hearing the Call of Allah. That is the title of this broadcast this evening. When was it that Allah brought the teachings of the honorable Elijah Muhammad into your life?
Okay, so for me, this is easily 15, 20 years ago, around that point. Now I'm in the UK. So I have been somewhat in my early life been accustomed to the false narrative surrounding the nation.
Yes. Sir.
So it was through the Spike Lee film, Malcolm. So, and then everyone in my social circle at that time would, I mean, obviously at that time I didn't know any better, but it was the Disney-fied narrative. You know, Malcolm was in the nation and then he found true Islam. Yeah.
He'd be like that.
And he became a real Muslim. But now I know better. He was a real Muslim all along when he was under the messenger. Yeah. But they don't want to talk about that much because it kind of picks emotionally at their narrative that they've been so married to. But y'all need to divorce yourselves from that false narrative. But anyway, I digress. So it was, I thought, okay, so the film got me really interested in the nation because I thought, you know, I'm at a time where I'm researching how Islam has impacted people all over the world, not just here in the UK. And after watching the film, I thought, I really love this Minister Malcolm. How can I find out more about Brother Minister Malcolm? And I started watching his speeches and reading about him and read his autobiography. But then as the years started going along, now bear in mind, this is over a decade ago. In the comment section, I'm listening to what Brother Minister Malcolm is saying. But in the comment section, I'm seeing the name Farrakhan in the comments, Farrakhan, and I'm like, who is Farrakhan? Right?
Wow.
I had no idea. And you know, obviously people were saying the lies about, you know, the minister.
Yes.
And then other people are saying, you know, singing his praises about the minister. And I'm like, let me just get through listening to as many speeches of Brother Minister Malcolm as possible. And when it got to a point where I thought, I've exhausted, I think I've listened to everything, because as I was searching, I'm like, I've heard this one before. I've heard this one before. So I thought, okay, now let me go look at this brother that people keep mentioning in the comments, this Farrakhan. So ever since, I mean, this is like 10 years plus now, easily. Every day, at some point, I'm hearing a word from the minister. And when it got to a certain point where I'm like, yeah, I think what you guys are painting on the minister's wrong about when it comes to Brother Minister Malcolm.
Yeah.
It is actually really possible to love the minister and Brother Malcolm at the same time and not be conflicted at all.
That's very true.
You know. So yeah, praise be to Allah. If I ever met the minister, but I could answer that question at the end because I know Brother Michael, he probably
He said, "Let me not jump in."
That's good. Praise be to Allah. Dear brother, I'm gonna have a simple question, and I know you have an answer for this. What is the mission that you have for this talent that you have with music? What is your sole purpose?
Now, come on, Brother Michael. You don't ask no simple questions. Just like brother,
Praise be to Allah.
just like Brother Tony be in the comments sometimes. You see
Oh
those
yes.
paragraphs.
Yes.
But the mission. For me, as long as I'm striving to become a better version of myself every day, because there was one point in time where many of us are just easily just saying, I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim. But then when you break it down, that's something I would now say, to be truthful, to be reflective of the process. I'm striving to be a Muslim because I'm aware that I'm not there yet. We're all on different parts of the mountain climbing up, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
You know, so if I just say I'm a Muslim, then okay, then that means I'm there. I've accomplished what being a Muslim is all about. So I think, to be fair to myself, I'm striving to be a Muslim because I'm aware that I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to be.
Yes.
So that in my deeds and my actions, you know, my interactions with the brothers and sisters all across the planet, this exchange between us tonight, you know, I hope people can see that, you know, there's nothing wrong with saying you're striving to be something rather than someone being cocky and like, well, you either are or you're not. Do you know what I mean? You know, so I would say, to be fair to myself, I'm striving to be a Muslim as well as striving to be your brother.
Yes.
And when it comes to this music, if I'm working on myself all the time, if I'm perfecting myself in this gift that I believe Allah has given me, then maybe as I'm transforming my own life, I can transform and heal someone else's life. Straight, it's happened so many times where people are like, those words that you wrote made me cry, and I'm like, praise be to Allah. That wasn't my intention. But if you found some kind of healing from it, then you know the mission's been accomplished, because now I'm getting you to confront what's going on in your personal life just from something that I wrote to try and help me deal with mine.
Right.
I hope I answered your question, brother.
You very much did. Thank you very much, Brother Bilal.
I'm very glad that you took it there. I recently came across an old colleague's Instagram. She's now changing her life and striving to follow Christ, and in the sense of the rest of the world, that way, historical Christ. And I'm looking at her page, where I went to the lady's page that she's listening to, and it's all about revival, and I'm looking at it, and it's a lot of, you know, hand touching to the head, and you know, what's it?
You've been anointed.
You've been anointed, and all of that, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you know, battling through judgment. I said, you know, Allah has His hand on everything. And what I have realized today through this song that I truly love so much, and every time I hear it, I'm just like, ugh. It's called "One Touch" by Jabari Johnson. And you have to bear witness that we are, like, I know that music can transform, but I was looking at the process of their revival and the judgment of, well, are you studying now? It's a process. Who's to say that because they are there right then, getting that touch, that healing, that they won't walk into the process of truly studying, hearing your song, oh, something clicked. Dang, a change really got to happen now. Okay, now it's leading me to where I have to go. So I was like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, thank you, Allah, because I had the judgment on. So praise Allah. Within your bio, you said twice, you want to tell the world that I want to tell the world that he exists, or you exist. I want to know what's the driving force behind that statement, and what is the legacy that you're trying to or striving to leave behind.
Man, you guys don't ask no fluffy questions at all. You know,
it's a big statement.
Yeah, legacy. Gosh, I mean,
Well,
I would say
before you go to legacy, I really want you to touch on the telling the world that you exist. You said it twice.
Yeah. I think no. Come on. No, you don't think. You know. So come on, Bilal. That I exist. Telling the world, don't forget, because I say it to everybody, don't forget to tell the world you exist. It's almost like when I greet the believers, Assalamu alaikum, to other people, I'm like, don't forget to tell the world you exist. You know, it's almost like, don't waste any time. Yeah, we have the same 24 hours in a day, but what are you doing with your time that Allah's given you to tell the world, his world that he placed you in, that you exist? What are you doing to give your gift back to Allah by serving his people? You know? For me, I think it ties in with me just striving to be the best Muslim I can be each and every day, and striving to be your brother, my deeds and my actions. You know, and that I would want any brother or sister to like, yo, Bilal, I need to talk to you for a minute. You know, that thing you just said the other day, I think you could have done something better about that. You know, that we shouldn't have this like, nah, I can't tell him because I don't really know him. We're each other's brother, we're each other's sister. And as the believing community, we should use our offline time to consult with each other. And if we have a problem with each other, you know, we correct it, we address it, you know? So for me, with this whole telling the world you exist, for me, it's about using this gift that I believe Allah's given me to put it out in this world and to impact people in such a way that they go to themselves and like, gosh, he was so unapologetic and raw that he just, he said some very personal and private things, and I can feel the torment that he's gone through. Oh, there's so much story to tell. You guys don't know the half of it yet. But in good time, like I said, there's so much music you haven't heard yet. But it's through this music that I get to heal.
Through the music that you get to heal. Wow, praise be to Allah. That brings me right to the question that just popped in my mind, which was, your name, Bilal. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Go on. Go tell me about it. Tell me what it means. Tell me what it means, Brother Michael.
There's one meaning that means satisfy the thirst, like quenching someone's thirst. And I said, wow, I never thought it would mean that. Now, on a spiritual level, knowing that the world that we live in right now currently is under great drought, water levels are falling. That's a sign on a spiritual level while it's happening on a physical level. Do you see yourself, now that you had just mentioned, as one that can heal through the power of music and sound and even color? Because I noticed that your videos are not just normal videos. They have a certain type of lighting, a certain type of style that when I see him, I already know that's Brother Bilal's video. That's Brother Bilal. It has this darkness in it, but then there's this glow that you have. What do you see yourself as a tool that is here to give people something that they do not have?
Wow. Come on, Brother Michael. something as a tool that they do not have, or rather something as a tool to remind them of the gifts that they already have.
I love it.
You know,
Yes.
because with tying back into this, telling the world that you exist and not being afraid to tell the world that you exist,
Yes.
is if you find yourself at the bottom of the pit, the only way is up. So you fight and climb and just let Allah work his magnificence over you, and just watch what he does with you when you decide that I'm going to tell the world that I exist. I'm going to cultivate myself and expose this gift,
Yes.
whatever gift that you have, and give it to the world. That's your service. Just find your gift in it and just give it back to him.
That's
and
right.
just watch what he does. You know what do some of our family say? They say, won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
That's right. Won't he do
You
it?
he does it every day for me in my life, and praise be to Allah. This is a sign, but this conversation is one of those gifts.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Wow. Thank you, Brother Bilal.
I love the telling the world that you exist. Although we know that through the eons of time, we don't know any of those people by name, except for not even the father of Moon. We don't even know him by name. We know him by Father of Moon. So we don't know his name. But I too share the sentiment of wanting to leave a mark on this world for good and to be a part of the trajectory into righteousness. So I wholeheartedly lock arms with my brother in that union of, hey, hear the call of Allah.
Come on.
Heed the call, y'all.
Yeah,
that's right. Heed the call.
Right. Oh, totally heard it. I totally get it. That's
easy to tell.
I'm not going to ask a question yet. I'm going to go ahead and let you take us into the commercial break, and then I'll bring us back.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, dear family, we thank you for tuning in again to this beautiful interview with our dear brother Bilal out of Manchester in England, United Kingdom. I said it right. All right. Please continue to donate to Closing the Gap Broadcast Network via PayPal at jkingdom1 at AOL.com, or you can Cash App at $CTG Broadcast. You can also mail those donations into CTG Broadcast, P.O. Box 531, Ruskin, Florida 33575. Please continue to post your comments and questions. We know that we are on a new established YouTube channel, but we're going to grow all over again, because this day belongs to Almighty God Allah, and it does not belong to the Satan anymore. So thank you. And on the other side of the commercials, we will raise those comments and questions into view. We love you, family.
There is a need in our community for a universal change. And it has to start with the man. Being a man of God means being a man possessed of the knowledge, the spirit, and the power of God, anointed to do his will. To build a people, you first must make man. Every man, no matter what his color, no matter what his race, every man, in order to be a man, must be a man of God, or he's not a man at all. Let us
Assalamu alaikum, dear beloved family, and welcome back to the second half of the broadcast with our beautiful brother Bilal from Manchester, England, United Kingdom. We don't say it enough, so it's not rolling off the tongue quite as fancy as it probably would any other time. I kind of wish I was able to just segue us into this. That's not a video, but the song that I'm about to play. But we're just gonna have to make it do what it do. I want to play Story of Bilal, if that's okay, and then we can dig into it after.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah. I actually really can't think of how to share my screen, you all.
Is that that middle one that says present?
Present. Thank
Yes,
you.
present. Sorry.
Share screen. Share system audio. You click on that. We love you, family. You are the best because you just rock and roll with us. And here we go.
That MNIB on the top left-hand side ain't me, by the way, y'all.
Oh.
Story about a boy named Bilal, born as a slave under white Arab supremacy in Mecca. You see, in the early years of Islam, he was a companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But what many do not know is the racism Bilal endured even as a Muslim. So you see,
why is it low like that?
I don't know. So
Abyssinian princess. He was traded for 3 pagan slaves, a man, his wife, and
we actually may not be able to, because it's so low, you won't be able to hear it.
Do you have a link to this?
It's on. Should we do the YouTube one? I really wanted to do it from,
If you go on YouTube, if it works better.
It might.
Okay. Well, what I want you to do is, if you can get into, let me see, the Story of Bilal. I want you to share the significance of the song and the man it's dedicated to, whilst I strive to pull it up. Actually, no. Brother Mel.
Wow, the Story of Bilal. Well,
yes,
from my notes here, it shows that I wrote the lyrics to this song on Sunday, the 10th of September, 2017.
Wow.
That's 5 days before my birthday. So just the beat that song, those lyrics were written on, it was very calm and peaceful. And then all of a sudden it gets quite manic and very chaotic. And I don't think I've heard much hip hop that reflects on who Bilal was in Islam.
Ooh,
I've never heard one.
And amongst the so-called Orthodox community, it's you'll say, oh, my name's Bilal, and it's, oh, mashallah, oh, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
And then they'll start going into the narrative of he accepted Islam, whereas we know what the Prophet was espousing at that time was just confirmation of what he already knew. And Islam was his nature. Islam is his nature. Islam is his righteous self. So it wasn't that he became something, it was confirmation of what he already was. And just to tell his story, I'm not, how do I put this? I'm not new to this being cancelled and your channel got took down and because you said this and hate speech that. So I imagine that when they come across the lyrics, let me see, what would be classified as hate speech?
Well, by the grace of Allah, Brother Romel does have it up if you want to listen to it and then get into it.
By all means, let's go.
Okay, praise Allah. Brother Romel, if you can share that for us.
This is a story about a boy named Bilal, born as a slave under white Arab supremacy in Mecca. You see, in the early years of Islam, he was a companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But what many do not know is the racism Bilal endured even as a Muslim. So you see, this slave Bilal, even though he was the son of an Abyssinian princess, he was traded for 3 pagan slaves, a man, his wife, and their daughter, because slavery knows no honor. And even though his gift was the voice that called other Muslims to prayer, he was looked at and treated no different than the modern day children of Israel. But Bilal and his gift was a sign that paved the way. The story of Bilal applies to the Bilals of today. Listen, he was described as being handsome, impressive in stature, with a deep brown complexion, eyes that sparkle like diamonds, a fine nose, whatever that is, and bright skin that glow, gifted with that deep soul for melodic resonant voice. You see this boy named Bilal, as a man he grew a beard, kinda thin on both cheeks, unlike the thickness of his wisdom, a one of a kind of dignity. Self-esteem to match it, persecution worse than slaughter. How Bilal survived was magic, he was tortured, paraded in the streets, dragged around Mecca. Even the kids that mocked, he never buckled under pressure. Staring death in the face, Bilal would never give his faith. Whips and beatings came, his limbs were bound to stakes, to spread his arms out like an eagle on the Arabian sands. Under the scorching desert sun, Bilal refused to recant, and then Umayyah ordered a heart bowl to be placed on his chest. And when the prophet found out, this is what happened next. He commanded Abu Bakr with the task of negotiation. He sought those 3 pagan slaves for Bilal's emancipation. Whatever happened to those slaves, I guess never made it to the narrative. But Bilal would rise to prominence as the minister of the treasury, distribution of Mecca's wealth. He would give to the widows, charity to the orphans, hand out rations to the travel if they couldn't help themselves. Mr. Bilal was on the scene, Mr. Bilal was doing deeds, Mr. Bilal was what they need. Regardless of the school of thought, they all agreed. Bilal gave the first call to pray that made you all bow in salah. Bless that child of Medina had a vision about the human voice. Once he heard the words of prayer, presenting Muhammad with the choice. And that child of Medina was Abdullah bin Ziyad. Was Muhammad up to the idea, he called upon Bilal. Then Muhammad taught Bilal down, rejected by the shield. Same angel taught him how to pray, also taught him what to say. Whatever the line of thought you believe, remember this today, cause the story of Bilal is going down with all the grace. Every Bilal alive today, I challenge all of you to say the truth to power. You must rebuke the daily devil of the day. Be you in this world but not conform to it. Let them scorn your voice, stay humble in the faith. You should challenge the opposition. Yes, your name carries weight, held in high regards with honor. Bilal for all time, even in death he lives forever. Amen now.
Yo,
Praise be to Allah.
That song goes so hard in the car. It goes so hard.
With that bass.
I'd be like, oh snap.
oh, you know what just hit me with a certain lyric just hit me. To every Bilal, near the end, the last 6 bars, it's I said, to every Bilal alive today. Now, not just everyone with the name, because we are the people. So we're all Bilal. But you know, so yes, I wrote, sir, to every Bilal alive today, I challenge all of you to say the truth to power. You must rebuke the daily devil of the day.
The daily devil of the day. Do you want to break that down for us?
I mean, the first thing that's coming to me right now is just striving to be the best brother I can be and be the best Muslim I can be. You know, I mean, I'm on a mission right now to release all this old music that I've released. I wrote this 2017.
Yes, sir.
There's a song or two on this EP that Sister Mariam is on. Some of the songs are like 2014. I'm still in the process of flushing all this old music out.
Wow.
Albeit it's not the best reflection of what I'm striving to become now. I'm a becoming person. Yes. We should all be becoming, you know. I think if anyone wants a truly enjoyable experience of how the teachings have affected my life personally, I invite you all to watch and listen to the 64 bar challenge playlist on my channel.
Come on.
Come talk to me after you hear how the teachings have affected my life when you see and listen to the 64 bar challenge series on my channel. But
Wow.
that's a story for another day, because I'm constantly becoming.
Beautiful,
but yeah,
brother. He fired up now.
you
I
can't
never
play
thought.
songs like that.
That's
No,
right.
so I only do the call to prayer for Fajr. I just, you know. So when I'm calling out, I quite literally, you know what's funny? Like I have Bilal on my mind, but I also have Muhammad on my mind. And like energy travels. So I'd be like, y'all come to prayer too. I just got here. I'll be late sometimes, but hey, even if it's a makeup time, come to prayer. Somebody on the other side of the globe, they're probably just waking up. But I didn't realize that I was connecting it to Bilal as much until you said it. But indeed I am.
Wow.
When you said everyone Bilal, if you are striving and calling everyone to the faith.
Because look what this Bilal who I wrote about, look what he went through, you know, and look at everything he went through, and he still used his gift.
Yes.
And became, and like the lyric said, that's what he was known for becoming the minister of the treasury, rationing out donations to the poor, you know. So this is a man who comes from a royal bloodline. And then again, here we go with that hate speech. He's talking about the modern day children of Israel. Well, he's talking about white Arab supremacy, and you know, let's not act like, you know, oh, Bilal accepted my religion or accepted our religion.
Right. Come on.
It's like what they said. It's like what they've said to the minister about accepting. You know, oh, Alhamdulillah, you know.
Yes.
Like the minister said, like, when did it become your religion? It's been ours since when we were born with it. You can give it to me.
Come on.
We're becoming.
Come on.
But anyway.
Right. Go ahead, Praise be to Allah. I have a 2-part question, and it's from my niece, Sister Destiny, and my grandmother, Sister Harriet, and I'll put them together. The first part is from my niece, Sister Destiny. What motivation keeps you going strong in the nation or becoming? I'll just put it that way. And my grandmother, she says, what is your motivation for creating Islamic music during this wicked time in this satanic world?
Well, I got them on my other phone here so I don't forget. Assalamu alaikum to your family, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, can you put the first one back up? I can't see the first one.
Yes. What motivation
keeps you going strong in the nation? You know, this is very interesting. So many people think so the amount of people that, you know, like, oh, when did you join? And I'm like, yes, I'm born a Muslim, but to put it out there, I am not an actual registered member of the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Even though I've been invited many times, and I hope that doesn't take away from any member of any sect.
Right.
You know, that doesn't take away any points from my righteousness, because I've not quote unquote registered, because I've not written my letter. Yes. You know, I'm striving just like you're registered or not. Yes. Yeah. So as for brother, can you put that question back up?
Yes.
So I mean, we are the nation all over this planet Earth. Again, tying in with telling this world that I exist, that we exist. Because for me, my observation on this part of the planet, the nation as I know it today, from what I've been witnessing today, seeing all these beautiful podcasts and shows.
Yes.
I think your parents must have got really busy with the lecture series called How to Give Birth to a God.
They did.
on.
They did. Praise be to Allah.
You know, so, you know, when I see the magnificence of, you know,
Yeah.
registered believers in the nation all across, and just the wonderful things that we're doing, you guys across the world where you are,
Hmm.
you're all you need. You have everything you need, man.
Mm. Wow. That's beautiful. That needs to be said one more time.
Seriously, I mean, just the magnificence. You know, every day I'm watching the minister, and I look for sometimes the longest videos, those like 3, 4, 5 hours long. I'm exercising to those videos. You know, every day at some point, the minister's on and I'm getting a word. And it's not just like I'm going to skip it just to the part where the minister's
Mhm.
speaking.
He
I'm
does.
Yes.
watching the whole thing. I'm watching parts where sisters are singing.
Hmm.
You know, I'm watching parts where, you know, people are just giving testimony. I've
Yeah.
even seen some parts where brothers are being corrected in the public because they messed up the greetings. You know,
Come on.
you know, I'm seeing this stuff, and I'm like, this is just beautiful. And we're watching a becoming nation. Like,
Yes.
yeah, y'all have been getting busy with that How to Give Birth to a God series. You
Praise be to
know,
Allah.
you know, and you know, as your brother from this part of the planet, it's really beautiful because it just shows how far-reaching the teachings have,
Mm,
you know,
that's right.
because you know, um, the reality of Allah is real.
That's right.
The reality of Allah is wheel.
It's real. Good one,
Oh,
Brother Bilal.
that's a
Good
knee
one. Did you?
slapper. We'll let it slide.
Praise be
But
to Allah.
that second one, what did about Islamic music during this wicked time?
Yes.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that I'm consciously trying to create Islamic music. If I tie it back with me becoming, I'm constantly becoming.
Yes.
And, you know, our nature is our backdrop. You know,
Mm,
it's not, we're not really trying to factor in our righteousness. Like, how can I factor in my righteousness into and express it? It just comes
mm.
out of me,
Praise
Go
you
to
ahead.
know.
Allah.
Mhm.
So it's not really a factor. It's kind of what I'm striving to become the whole thing,
Yes, sir.
you know. I mean, otherwise, if I was spitting foolishness like I have done, and I'm striving my best not to, because the songs are out there. Some of the songs out there you might hear and like, yeah, Bilal, I don't think you hit the mark on that one. But I think I've hit more time than I've missed.
Praise to
So
Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
I
Thank you
hope
so
I answered.
much.
I hope I answered your question, sister.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did.
Indeed, I have to give kudos, and I'll say I concur. I don't. When I heard Uncle Bobby, it didn't sound as if you were trying to sound like it. You know, it didn't sound gimmicky to me. It just
Mm,
sounded like, oh no, this is where he at.
yeah.
This is this. He believes, and
Yes.
so I was like, I love it. Me personally, I can't say that for me to sit down and write a song, would it naturally come out to be able to say in the name of Allah? But
It's beautiful.
when I heard that, it connected me to him. And
Mm,
so that's why what I said is what I said. So all praise to Allah.
praise be
She
to
said
Allah.
what she said, y'all.
Come on now.
No, that you like I understand what you're saying when you say I don't sit down and say, okay, how can I say Alhamdulillah with the next line? Like
No,
that's not your thought process. You're like
mm-mm.
Allah, you know, it's whatever it is, and whatever Allah is giving you by the grace of Allah, He's all tied into it somehow, and
Right.
it comes out. And
Right.
I thank Allah for blessing, giving you that gift, because I can't say that it necessarily comes naturally to everyone who's striving to put it in our gift. But I think what you said is profound with don't necessarily try. Just sit down and use your gift to him for him, and he'll be in there. He's already there, so he's gonna come
Well,
out
closer than the jugular vein, right?
closer to the jugular vein. So all praise to Allah. How about
You
that?
know, king, dome, you know.
Yes.
Try to break down everything. So since we were talking about the UK, I wanted to ask you, how are you all preparing for the inevitable fall of America over there?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I know how we're preparing.
It's a deep question, my sister. I mean, the first thing I've noticed is the cost of living. They call it the cost of living crisis over here.
Mm.
Oh, really?
With the electricity bills going up, gas bills, struggling families, you know, in the news, we're hearing about people lining up at the food banks and they're waiting in queues for hours just to get, you know, free food that the supermarkets couldn't sell.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say that I've dwelled on it so much more than on the other hand, I'm just praying that Allah gives me everything that I need to sustain myself,
Yes, sir.
and my family. I'm in a position to I'm striving. I'm in the process of acquiring the deed to this home that I live in.
Yes.
You know, I was hoping to have had it by Nimrod's birthday, aka Christmas, but it didn't happen. But you know, inshallah, I'll have that deed next year.
Praise be to Allah.
Shout out to the minister. He taught me about Nimrod's birthday.
Facts.
Yes, right.
But but you know, I wouldn't like to. How can I say it? I don't want to dwell on it so much that they become prayers to the devil, in the sense of now I'm compounded with the problem and I feel like I can't do nothing about it.
Hmm.
Because self-improvement is the basis of community development, right?
Teach.
Mm-hmm.
So if I strive to become the best Bilal that I can be, the best brother that I can be, then inshallah that will affect those in proximity and those I interact with. And it's just a knock-on effect where everyone starts to improve themselves. And then it's this revolving vehicle, this community of everyone striving to do their part.
Yes.
And whatever's going on in the world, we just become better brothers and sisters to each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the problems on the outside are not as impactful as they may seem.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, my heart goes out to those families that are struggling, you know. I can't turn the heating on tonight because I don't have enough money to pay for the electricity bill.
Yes.
You know, that's crazy.
Yes.
You know. But yeah, my heart goes out to, you know, anyone, your side of the planet as well.
Yes, sir.
You know, we hear about it all the time. You know, veterans living under bridges and stuff like that. That's the news that, you know, that gets sent out over here about what's going on in your side of the world. Wow. Amongst all the other crazy stuff that goes on your side of the world. Y'all are living in the belly of the beast.
Wow. Wow. And does it seem like that from your side of the world when you see these things? Does it look like, wow, America's got something out for them? Does it appear that way? Because we're on the inside, so I wonder how it looks from the outside.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone here, but for me, my observations, Allah clearly has his hands on the righteous, including two people that I'm speaking to right now.
Praise
you know, you know, in this nation within a nation, like it really is both Allah's, to me, Allah's active and permissive will with whatever's going on, no matter how we may personally feel about whatever's going on. Like when we just, you know what they say, let go and let God. Yeah, that.
Wow.
You know, like, okay, Allah, that I personally feel that was horrible what I just saw, but you allowed it to happen, or you made it happen.
Yes.
You permitted it to happen. You know, that's very hard to, you know, because a lot of people have take up issues with that, like, oh Allah, that was horrible. Why did you make that happen? Did you not see such and such, the carnage, the murder, the violence, the blood, all that horrible stuff, and you allowed this to happen. Don't be a hypocrite.
Yes, sir.
You don't know. You don't have this, this far-reaching vision down the wheel of time. He's working out our salvation.
That's right. That's right.
We might not be here to be the beneficiaries of it. But as long as we are constantly becoming the best Muslims that we can be, then, inshallah, the people that remember us will constantly lift our names.
Yes, that's right. Go ahead, Minister Bilal. Praise be to Allah. I wanted to ask that one question from the comments, if it's okay.
Of course.
Okay, because I didn't want to be it's from Sister Nikwa Muhammad, which is my beloved wife. Hi, wife. So she asked, let me put it up. She says, okay, we had 7:57. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Bilal. Do you find that you receive more, less, or equal censorship in your expression of Islam within your music and poetry reaching the public in comparison to here in the US, and why?
Beautiful question. Firstly, assalamu alaikum, Sister Anikwa. Is that how you say it? Anikwa?
Perfect.
Sister, I forgive you for missing one L in the middle of my name. But let's have a look. Do you find that you receive more or less equal censorship in your expression of Islam within your music and poetry, reaching the public in comparison to here in the US, and why? Maybe one day I'll find out. But for the let's have a look. Some of the platforms that I'm on, every 24 to 48 hours, you'll get analytic reports. How many listeners you had on your song in the past 24, 48 hours, how many saves, and how many streams and listeners. And on some days, I have found that it's the songs that are not my best, are not a reflection of my current self and what I'm striving to become, are the ones that I listen to the most. Some of the more sillier songs, some of the songs that I got a bit more cuss words in it, because I'm kind of feeding that machine, so to speak.
Yes.
And also I have to understand that some songs have a longer shelf life than others. Some songs will die sooner than others.
Yes.
And I also have to remember as well is that no matter how old those songs are, even the ones that we've just released, they're always going to be new to someone else. And the great thing is that whether the song is old or current, I'm constantly getting to rewrite my first impression on the people. Like, people are coming in, whether you're a Johnny come lately, like today, I just discovered MNIB today, or you've been following since day zero, this music, this journey that I've embarked upon in striving to become someone worthy of existing beyond his physical flesh.
Yes.
That someone who knows that it's a process to become, and you don't stop, and you get a reset every day, a fresh 24, a blessing from Allah, that I'ma strive and give it another go. And for me, it's this music has and is healing me, because it's allowed me to put onto the music things that I've not personally had a one-to-one conversation with and said, brother, I need to tell you about what happened to me when I was younger. Brother, I need to speak to you about the way I conduct myself today is because such and such happened to me when I was younger.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, let me just get rid of my notifications. And I knew in my head that when the invitation for this broadcast, the invitation for my sister right here came, I thought, This ain't gonna be no fluffy conversation, because I watched this broadcast and there ain't no fluffy closing the gap broadcast. We get deep over here. You get me?
Praise be to
Because
Allah.
who knows, there could be someone watching, you know, just from this lovely, beautiful invitation, sister, that you've given us, you've given me. You know,
Yes.
someone can be like, you know what? I really dig what the brother is saying. I might not get the accent because he's on another side of the planet, but I get, you know, I feel where he's coming from.
Yes.
If there's anything, brothers and sisters, to anyone who's watching and listening, please find your gift and cultivate that gift as if it was your child,
Mm.
and give that back to Allah and watch what He does with you.
Mm. Mm. Teach. Teach, brother.
Did I answer the question?
It answered the question. Thank you.
The accent actually may be the thing that entices them. They're like, oh, it's not just a North American kind of
Yes.
white folks over here kind of thing. Y'all rich in them, huh? So
Yes. Well, I think. How do you want to do this? So should I do the last question? Then we're going into your song or song.
Yeah, I think we should do the outro. Oh, can we do the outro as a song? So we should have played both commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We could.
You know, we come up with this stuff
It could be an
live. So we love you all
outro to
for your
the
patience.
commercial if you want.
What'd you say?
It could be an outro.
It can be an outro. Praise be to Allah.
You want to do it that way?
You know, I'm bashful, so I don't want to.
Are you going to play the song, or you in your home dancing to the song?
Oh, you're talking about that video.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Alima and her photography. Just a song.
Just a
I don't have
song.
it cute. Like, it's on my phone.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can tell the people, where they can get it.
Yeah, it's on the Instagram. It's on Instagram. So yeah, we'll have that, Brother Romeo, as our outro.
Okay.
From the same YouTube. Thank you, beloved. So
I'm gonna go ahead and ask you the last question now, dear brother.
Oh Allah, here it comes.
So, dear brother, if you were in a private setting with the Messiah in our midst, the most honorable Minister Louis Eugene Farrakhan, and it was just you and him, no one else around, knowing in your study thus far, knowing that this man is to depart on a journey soon, what would you want to say to him that would provide him comfort for his journey based on the activity of your love while he is gone?
Provide him comfort. Provide him comfort.
Provide him comfort.
Wow. Okay. Brothers and sisters, the next chance you get, I really want you to watch Sister Ava Muhammad's Janazah. The date was September 3rd, 2022. Towards the end of it, our minister laughingly says, all right, I'm going to wind this up. Next year, this time, I'll be ready to say I'm finished.
Oof.
When I first heard that, I was like, oh, minister, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
September 3rd. And for a while now, we've been knowing that his departure is any moment now. Was he joking, or was he actually saying that by September 3rd, 2023, he ain't going to be here? So I had to sit with that one for a minute.
That's good insight.
I'm just your brother watching like anyone else. And may Allah be pleased with Sister Ava Muhammad.
Yes. May Allah be pleased.
If I ever had a physical interaction with our beloved minister, I'd ask his permission after offering my hand for him to take mine so that he can feel my pulse.
He does that.
And as I embrace to hug him on both sides, in one ear, I'd say, brother minister, I just want you to know I love you. And as I embrace him on the other side, I would say, brother minister, just in case you didn't hear that, I told you I love you.
I like that.
And then I would ask him, may we sit down together, and while holding each other's hand so he can feel my pulse, I'd ask him, can me and you recite Al-Fatiha together?
Wow.
Can we say the key together? Because when we look at the minister,
I like that.
registered or not, inside the nation or not, he is a walking key to us. His example is a key to us.
Indeed.
You know, and to Allah belongs all the greatest names. So, you know, don't have to bicker with yourself like, I don't see his name in the Quran, but his example is all throughout the book.
Yes.
You know, he's a torchlight. He glistens. I'm on the other side of the planet, and his example has impacted my life.
Oof. That's powerful.
I hope I answered your question.
Brother, there's no right or wrong to this. I just could say that's the first time that I've heard someone in over 52 weeks say, I would want to pray with the minister.
Yeah,
that just put me a thought in my mind. If I get a moment, I think I might want to do that too.
They said, can we recite the Al-Fatiha?
Yeah, let's do. I mean, wow.
I don't think he would deny you that.
I don't think he will deny that at all. That's beautiful. I mean,
really
because when the minister speaks, you know, his voice is like music.
It is.
You know, he's such a gifted speaker, and even just saying the words "gifted speaker" is not quite the best description. You know, so could you imagine holding hands with the minister? He feels your pulse, you feel his pulse, and you're saying Al-Fatiha together.
Yeah.
You know,
that tops a lot.
I feel that Allah may bless you with that in a vision, inshallah. I pray. I pray.
That's
speaking of visions. Before I knew who Brother Arvins was, I had a vision of the minister's departure on what looked like a farm. I knew the minister lives on a farm, has a home with a farm. And I couldn't make out who the witnesses were. When I think he was on this broadcast as well.
Yes, Brother Arvins.
And when he told me that, you know, he, by, you know, Allah's permission, he's got proximity, he's got access to the minister. Yes. And I just reached out, sent him a word, and to some effect. I even sent a word to Brother Abdul Qiyam as well. That, you know, maybe you guys are the witnesses who get to see the departure. Because in my vision, it was in front of witnesses, but I couldn't make out who they were, what they looked like.
That's beautiful.
You know? So
that is.
He said, "I just may get back.
That's beautiful.
I may get my adventure, inshallah."
Yes.
Crazy to Allah.
Thank you,
but
brother.
Anybody can't tell me that I didn't get my hug.
Real
to me, so thank you for my hug. Praise the Lord.
Oh, you got a hug from the minister before? Man, I ain't.
Could nobody tell me I didn't? Praise to Allah. Okay, so we're gonna do our wrap up and then we're gonna close out with our song. So we want to thank you, Brother Bilal, for coming on the program. Inshallah, we will be doing a part 2 because, like you said, you have so much to share, and I want you to definitely go more into your life journey. You know, why not? Praise be to Allah.
May I say one more thing before you play the song?
Of course.
For anyone who hasn't already, to support this song, go onto Amazon, look for the Uncle Bobby EP. Sister Mariam has the link, because as of right now, in real time, because we were doing this off air, we're on the Amazon top 100 charts, y'all. Like, it's not a game.
That's so funny. It's so great.
We're not playing this. This EP's already done some form of accomplishment already.
Wow.
Let's have a look. So
Let's have a
in
look.
the on your side of the world, Uncle Bobby, and I can hold it to the, is number 59 in the
59,
USA.
my birthday.
Can y'all see that?
We can't. It's completely
Well,
okay.
yes.
Sometime come through.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Praise be to Allah.
59. Come on now.
That's that's right now in the
Was that
US.
the U-line too? The U-line original?
And that just dropped, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yesterday
And
for US.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we go to the UK, so for any of our UK family that may be watching in real time.
Come on, real time.
In real time.
I just want to say this while you're pulling up that real time. Actually, okay, go ahead. These stats.
Number
What
one.
does that say?
Number one.
Oh, come on, UK.
Number one in the
Come on.
UK.
That's the home team for look, come on.
So USA family, I need y'all to catch up. Support your
Yeah.
sister.
That's right. That's right.
I want to say this. When brother reached out about the song, I literally thought it was just like, hey, I'm reaching out and whatever. And I was like, oh, sure. Then this man told me some contract and making sure you get, your cut. Man was talking business. I said,
Talk about that. Talk about
That's
that.
right.
Talk about that.
That's right.
legitimate business. I was so shocked because I was gonna do it regardless. I don't know what to think of that, but I am grateful. I'm grateful. I really truly am. And I was
Allahu Akbar. That's
In
beautiful.
in what's the word? In perpetuity.
In
in
perpetuity.
perpetuity.
Yeah, my sister, your sister gets a cut, as
That's
she
right.
should,
That's right.
from every platform, every country. You supporting this song, you're supporting your sister as well as your
All
brother.
right. Done deal.
I already linked up my account, so it's real, guys. It's real. I was like, oh, that's lit. I said, oh, this is lit. Praise be to Allah.
Praise
So
be
I'll
to
let you
Allah.
introduce the lit song. Oh, family, before we close out, family, we want to thank you for tuning in to this week's broadcast. We love you dearly. Next week, we will be having our beloved sister Miranda, LA's very own, with inshallah, Brother Salih to be with her as well. Please do not forget to please remember to support the broadcast and tune in Thursday at 1 p.m. to Healing with Sister Angelica, and to tune in Thursday evenings with Nuestra Nación de Islam with our beautiful beloved brother student minister Abel, and the home team, the home broadcast, mother broadcast, Saturdays 7 p.m. with our beloved student minister James, student minister Chad, and our beloved sister Stala of Final Call newspaper brother. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sister. Make sure y'all subscribe to this new Closing the Gap channel on YouTube.
CTG broadcast.
We're also going to have the other channel is going to come back up.
Which is fine.
Okay.
But now we
Which
should
is fine.
subscribe
And
to
if
both
you
of
ain't
them.
if you ain't subscribed to that one, go subscribe to that one
That's
as well.
right. Subscribe to both.
And
That's
also to help the channels grow, dear family. However many of you are in the chat, when the broadcast is over, maybe post in the comment section your favorite part about the broadcast, because what it does is it suggests this video to other people who may not be subscribed to the channel. Your YouTube channel will come up on the home screen and say something like, because you're subscribed to this channel, you may like this video.
Oh, teach
So
about
go
the
back and leave a
algorithm.
comment.
So you may have a couple of comments in the chat, but after the video's over, there might be little to no interaction on the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
So allow the video to finish and go post in the comment section, and it's there forever. So you've got the comments in the chat, you've got the comments on the actual video as well. I'm just trying to help your channel grow, family.
You just
No,
did.
facts. Actually, I've always noticed that you definitely commented after too. I'm like, huh.
You literally just did. Praise be to Allah. I'm going to comment right after the two. I'm going to comment on all the videos.
Here. Praise be to Allah. So I'm letting you take us into Let's Set song. Uncle Bobby.
Uncle Bobby. So, dear family, this song, Uncle Bobby, the title song of this EP, named after the beloved uncle of the composer. He goes by the name of Doc Chaos, but his given name is Brother Patrick. He's in the chat as well.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, there we go. Doc Chaos 815 Beats. That's our brother right there. He the one that made. Yeah, he made the beat for Uncle Bobby. It's dedicated to his beloved uncle. May Allah be pleased with him.
Yes.
And in the second verse of this song, it's dedicated to my brother-in-law. May Allah be pleased with him. He lost his life, or he returned to Allah after losing the battle with this pestilence from heaven.
Yes, sir. May Allah.
I don't want to say it because it puts a pop-up under the video. Because I mentioned it, now we have to tell people what it really is. No, we ain't trying to. No, we received our instructions on July 4, 2020, right?
Go ahead, Brother Bilal.
So yeah. So may Allah be pleased with them both, Uncle Bobby and Brother David. This is Uncle Bobby. From our hearts to your hearts. I pray you enjoy the song and support it on Amazon afterwards. And then post a comment in this video on YouTube when you're done listening, family. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
To my bro, Doc Chaos. You know what came to mind when you told me you revised price for this beat? Question 11. Have you not learned that your word shall be bond regardless of whom or what? Answer. Yes. My word is bond, and bond is life. And I will give my life before my word shall fail. In the name of Allah, God, and meditation on my heart. A lot of things going on, I need your help to start. Chaos lost an uncle, and now I lost a brother. Rest in peace to his uncle, aka DJ Bobby. He said this man was like a father to him. Man, I really can't relate him from a father with sin. Said he'd been anxious to get to working with me. Given freedom was written October 2017. Destined to happen, rather say destiny. Claiming was my own, to which he said this means a lot to me. R.I.P. to some, may Allah be pleased to others. Pour libations to the earth as he returns into the dirt. So I'ma wrap it up and say sayonara to this verse. This beat inspires, I pray redeems you from this curse. It's a rusty sword inside this cage I call my mouth. Please forgive me all the time that I never let it out.
There's no more tears to cry. It's all within his eyes. Can't keep no fear inside.
Got no fear.
It's all within his eyes.
I know we all come with flaws, always sinners need saving. And a pestilence from heaven, call it Kobe, call David. Whether your will was active or your will permissive, I may never get to know, but hey, I got to accept it. Grateful to have known you, though our time was brief. May all the family leave behind me from the sorrow and grief. You were the chief, a leader, allowed me to marry Erica. Your baby sister, Lord, let me cherish her. And by the time this goes private to public, we'll be decades in the game. May the most high please grant it, may the most high please bless it. Most high protect it, allow us to overcome it. Father, one of us wreck it. I mean, whatever's in my heart, only you Allah know. Dear Lord of my life, please allow me to grow in any and all situations. I have to declare it. Lucid vision was the beat and dark chaos produced it.
There's no more tears to cry. It's all